What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So as you've been seeing lately, we've been doing a few videos on some photo and video stuff, and as we've been doing that, a couple companies have reached out to me, one of them being a company called Crosstour, and they have sent me their CT8500 action camera. So this is supposed to be kind of like they actually say that it's kind of an alternative to a GoPro. So it has 4K video shooting, it has 170 degree lens, basically like a wide angle lens like a GoPro has, and then it has a 2-inch LCD, it has an external microphone, it has a whole bunch of stuff that comes with it. So right now basically we're just going to get into the package and we're going to show you guys what's inside of it, because this thing actually does come with a lot of accessories, and it's very surprising, probably for you guys as well, because I know for a fact that GoPro definitely doesn't come with all this different stuff. So we're going to unbox it real quick, and then we're going to test it out and really see if it has any good quality, or if it's something that you guys should maybe pick up, or if it's something you should skip. But for the price tag, it might surprise you. So let's go ahead and roll our intro and we'll get right into it. Let's go. URCDKEY has discounted codes for games and software that are a fraction of what you would pay if you purchased them from a retail store. More specifically, they have great prices on their Microsoft Office 2016 bundle that comes with a Windows 10 license as well. If that's not enough, you can also use my promo code RAV20 to receive 20% off the already discounted price. Just type in your product you're looking for, add it to the cart, view your cart, head to the checkout, type in my promo code, once again RAV20, and see the sweet savings appear. Check the links in the video description to learn more. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the box here. As you can see, it is basically just like a kind of plain, brown box right here. It gives you a little picture of the thing right there, the camera itself, and then it kind of just, gives you the Crosstour logo. Nothing pretty crazy or whatever like that, kind of, straight to the point here. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. So let's go ahead and right here. Right there. Thank you for choosing Crosstour. You're welcome, Crosstour. Some stuff like that, user manual, all that kind of stuff. So just for a quick comparison, it does sort of have kind of a form factor as the older GoPro Hero 4. The only thing is it does look like the Hero 4 is a bit thinner. So yeah, keep that in mind. But again, this camera can shoot 4K, this camera can only shoot 1080p, so, there's a trade-off there. Okay, so let's check out some accessories that comes in the box. So here we go. So let's get this piece of cardboard out the way here. That looks like that just holds the camera. And then here's the actual just accessory box itself. Box within a box. We got some boxception going on. We'll get this thing out of the way. So here we go. Wow, that is pretty crazy. You get all of this with this little camera. So guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. This definitely comes with more stuff than a GoPro does. Is it, high quality like GoPro accessories? I'm not sure yet. But the fact that they include, first of all, 2 batteries right off the bat, and then they include, all sorts of different accessories that, especially like the remote and stuff like that. The fact that they include all this stuff is really cool, and that just means basically there's less stuff you have to go out and buy before you use your action camera. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so now that you've seen all of the accessories that you get, let's go ahead and take a look at this camera right here. Alright, so the Crosstour CT8500 is actually a 4K camera that shoots 20 megapixel pictures, as a matter of fact. And so it'll shoot at 4K ultra resolution. We're gonna have to get into the camera to actually see what frame rates it does shoot that 4K at, because that does make a difference. And then it also, like I said, includes an external microphone, and it does also record audio without the microphone. So we're gonna have to test that. It does have built-in Wi-Fi with the remote control, like I showed you guys already. And it does have anti-shake or EIS, electronic image stabilization. So they do say that it delivers some steady and smooth videos, which, you know, they say, quote, ensures excellent experience in shooting fast-moving objects. So we'll definitely have to test that to see if that's correct. And then we also have the waterproof housing that you see right here that they say is good to 131 feet or 40 meters. And then it does have burst photo capabilities, time lapse, slow motion, and also self timer. So it's very familiar if you've used GoPros before because it all opens and everything the exact same way. Just basically has the little door on the back, and it's very familiar to anybody who's a GoPro. You just kind of open the door like that and pop the camera out, and just comes right out of the housing just like that. And there you go. You have the actual camera outside of the housing. So all in all, I mean, it doesn't feel like super flimsy or anything like that. It feels great. So I'm actually really excited to try this thing out. Here is the back LCD. Again, if you've used the GoPro, it should be very familiar to you. So let's go ahead and peel this thing off. There we are. And yeah. So just a nice little LCD right there. It's about 2 inches, I believe they say, 2.2. So if we take a look at the left side here, you'll see we have on top, we have a USB. We have behind that, we have the micro SD card slot, and then we have a micro HDMI. And then that is the audio jack that you can plug that microphone in that they do include. So then we'll flip it over here to the right side. And it looks like we have an up and down button, probably for the menu, most likely. And then we also have right there a button that actually, if you hold it down, it turns on the Wi-Fi and turns it back off again if you want to turn it off. And then on the bottom, also very familiar if you use the GoPro, this is the battery door. This is a little different than GoPros, so let's see if I can actually get this open, and if it's kind of easy. Okay, well, that just falls off. So it doesn't actually like hold on like a GoPro's does. It actually just kind of falls off. So there you go. So here's something that I always like to see. Let's go ahead and take one of the batteries and see if they actually ship this thing with a charge on one of the batteries. So let's take one of the included batteries right here, and let's see if they already have a charge in there for us. So we're gonna do that. And let's check the battery. Yep, so 3 prongs here. There's 3 prongs right in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but anyway, it just goes like that. What does the battery say? For 4K. Okay, cool. Let's do that. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the camera on and see what the menus have on them and what options you guys have to shoot in. There we go. Okay, kind of sounds like a computer then when it turns on. That's kind of funny. Okay, so here we go. There it is. And she's on. So let's go ahead and check out the menus real quick. So you press the mode button right here if you guys want to get to the menu. So let's get this centered again. Go ahead and press that. And then keep pressing it until you get to the actual mode menu, which will be right here. And then you use your little side buttons right there to navigate the menu. So right here we got our first menu slide. We got our video resolution, our electronic image stabilization. We have...
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Alexa's sad that I didn't connect her yet, that's all. Let's keep going. Anyway, like I said, we have our video resolution, we have our electronic image stabilization, and then we have looping video. And then on the next menu, we have our, should be our photo settings. We have photo resolution, which you can shoot in 20 meg, 16 meg, 12 meg, and 8 meg. And then we have our time-lapse photo and then burst photo options. And then next we have volume, the beeps on or off, and then we can set our exposure. On general settings, you can actually set a couple different other things. So if you keep going down, looks like you can set your white balance, your ISO, and then a certain effect. And I did notice that the actual LCD kind of has a weird color on it right now, but it does look like it's set to normal. So what other effects can we actually do? Yeah, I wouldn't want to do any of those. So I guess that's kind of the normal effect, kind of just looks like that on the LCD. So just keep that in mind, you guys. And then the third page, you can do contrast, saturation, and sharpness. So the resolutions that we are able to shoot in is 4K 30, 2.7K 30, 1080p 60, 1080p 30, and 720p 120. So guys, I'm gonna be real with you. This is a little bit of a letdown for me because, you know, just even for any cinematic thing I like to shoot in 24 frames a second because that's the general, you know, usual frame rate that Hollywood, most everybody shoots in, and that is because it has the most natural like motion blur, and that's what I'm shooting this video in right now. And even for high frame rate stuff, I would have liked to see 1080p 120 which is, you know, like the standard slow-mo these days. But you can at least do 1080p 60, which is good. And the fact that for 65 bucks you can still shoot in 4K 30, that's still really good. And then if you want to do this super slow-mo stuff, I guess you just got to settle for 720p, and we'll have to test it and see what kind of quality we do get from that. Okay, so that's really it for the insides of the camera, guys, and like all the options you have. It's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. One other thing I wanted to note is the screen right here. If you guys can see this, let me get that centered. The color reproduction on the LCD is not the best. It's not what I would say is awesome. And then if you turn it to the side, it definitely has some like light bleed right there. You know, the viewing angles aren't very good on it. Yeah, so you can see my hand right there through the camera. Let me make sure the screen's back on. Yeah, you can't really see much color, which is kind of weird. I don't know why that is. I think it's literally just because the camera is so cheap, and you know, obviously they're not going to be able to make everything awesome with it. So you can still see just fine through it. I just thought it was kind of weird that it's kind of like, it almost looks black and white. There's a little bit of color, but it's like a log profile, it looks like almost. So just keep that in mind if you guys are expecting some vibrant color screen. There's definitely room for improvement there. But that's pretty much it on the actual camera, you guys. So you guys got to see pretty much everything about the you know, the inner workings of the camera and what you guys kind of need to be aware of. So we're gonna go ahead and just turn this thing off, and really the only thing left to do is to take this thing outside and actually test it and use each of the frame rates, see what they look like, and test the audio and everything. So let's go ahead and turn this thing off and we'll take it outside.